हेलो एवरीवन। इस वीडियो में हम इंग्लिश की फर्स्ट राइट बुक का चैप्टर सेकंड रीड करेंगे जिसका नाम है नेल्सन मंडेला लॉन्ग वॉक टू फ्रीडम और जिसके पोइट का नाम है नेल्सन रोहिलला मंडेला। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। 10th May, down bright and clear. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly decided by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration would be the largest gathering ever to international leaders on South African soil. The, cere- the ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstones, um, oh, sorry, amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was the seat of the rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic non-hierarchical government. On the lovely autumn day, I was accom- accompanied by my daughter Zeni on the podium. Mr. De Klerk was the first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in the first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the Constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the Republic and its people, to the assembled guests and the watching world. I said, today all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty of the expression of the extraordinary human disturb that lasted too long must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. We who were outlaws now not so long ago have today been given a rare privilege to be host on the to the nation of the world on our own soil. We thank all for our distinguished international guests for having come to take a position with the people of the country of, of what if after all a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. We have at last achieved our political aim emancipation. He pledged ourselves to liberty of all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. Never, never, and never again shall it be that a beautiful and land will again expression the oppression on one by other. The sun shall never set on so glories of human achievement. Let's freedom begin. God bless Africa. A few moments later, we all lifted our eye in awe as a spectacular area of South Africa, jets, helicopter, and probe carrier loaded in perfect formation over the Union buildings was not only a display of pinpoint precision and military force, but a demonstration of the military lo- loyalty of democracy to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected only moment before. The highest journals of the South African Defence Force and the police, their chest packed with the rainbow ribbons and medals from days gone by, salute me and plugged their loyalty. If was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted by arrested me. Finally, a Chiron, a impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South Africa flag. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of two nation anthem and the vision of white singing Hosi Shiklel Africa and black singing the same the old anthem of the Republic, although that they neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the words of heart. On the day of the inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of victory in the first decide to the 20th century, a few years after a bitter and long Boer War, and before on birth, the white-skinned people of South Africa passed up their difference and eradicated a system of radical domestication against the dark-skinned people of their own land. The structure they created from the base of the hardships most inhumane society of the world has never known. Now, in the last decade of the 20th century and my own eighth decade as a man, that system had been overturned forever, that replaced by one that recognized the rights and freedom of all people regardless of the color of their skin. That day had come about throughout the u- unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose suffering and courage can never be con- con- counted or repaid. I felt that as I have known on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African parodies who had gone before me. That long and noble line ended, and how begin again with me. I was pained that I was not able to thank them, and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from the profound hurts, but the decades of oppression and brutality had another uni- unintended effect, and that was that it produced the overthumbers and water shishuls, the chief Luthers, the Yusuf Dardos, the brain pistols, the Robert Soviets of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Because it requires such depth of appreciation to create such heights of character. My country, I rich in the minerals and the gems that life beat its soil, but I have always known that its great wealth in its people thinner and truer than the precious diamonds. It is from these comrades in the struggle that learned I mean of courage. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attack and torture without breaking, showing and straight and wrestling that deeps the imagination. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the Drupadi over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who concludes that fear. No one inborn hating another person because of the color of their skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Even in the grimmest time in the prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Man, godness in a flame that can be hidden by, but never excused society. Each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclination and abilities, but in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obli- obligation. In the South Africa, a man color who attempted to live human being was punished and isolate. And South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a light extent of Cersei and rebelling. I did not in the beginning choose to place my life above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligation as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free in every way that I could now. Free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swing in the clear stream that ran throughout my village, free the roast mealings under the stars and ride the board backs of solo moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by my custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of the man or God. It was only then I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me. That began to hunger for it at first. As a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I choose. Later, as a young man, John Bury, I yearned for the basic and herbally freedom for achieve my potential of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be abraded in the law life. But I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. That is when I joined the African Nation Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom began to gather hunger for the freedom of my pupil. It was this desire from the freedom of my pupil to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life, that transformed a frightened young man into the bold one that drove a law abiding attorney to that turned a family loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life loving man to live like a monk. I am not more religious or self uh, sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedom I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Freedom is invisible than the chain of anyone of my people were the chain on all of them. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the average a man who takes away another man. Freedom is a prison of hearted. He is locked behind the bar of prejudice and narrow midness. I am not truly free if I am talking away someone else's freedom just as solely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The oppressed the oppressed alike are robbed of their humanity. Thank you.